A budget crunch in Multnomah County is bringing up some tough questions about how the county funds its justice system and whether it's enough.
On the eve of the Board of Commissioners voting on the budget for all county departments, Simon Gutierrez of the Fox 12 Investigators takes a closer look at that process and why some feel the district attorney's office is getting shortchanged.
It started right here to the gray car.
Walking down the sidewalk, Tiffany Hammer points out where the man she says chased after her and her young son used to stay.
And they'll fill up this whole area here, all the way up the hillside.
It was late 2018, Hammer says, she and her son walking back to her home to find two people trying to break in. One ran, one confronted them.
Chased me with a 3-foot tree branch and my little boy, got us locked in a car, and I had to call 911 for help.
Hammer says the man was eventually arrested, but still hasn't been prosecuted. Last week, she took her frustration to county commissioners.
Petty crimes are a big deal to us, especially if you have to stare in the eyes of the repeat crime offender illegally camping in front of your home.
In a separate presentation before county commissioners, District Attorney Rod Underhill laid out the challenges his office faces in the midst of a countywide budget crisis. By his estimation, his office has roughly 40 fewer prosecutors to handle cases than it needs.
We're having a challenge with respect to wanting to take more time to have a better outcome and do better work, and being constrained by volume and time and the collision of those two principles.
According to the DA's office, the misdemeanor trial unit, which would handle cases like low-level assaults, menacing, and carrying a concealed weapon, has more than 8,500 case referrals a year, and each case takes close to 4 hours for a prosecutor to complete. That equals more than 33,500 hours of work. Subtracting vacation and leave time, the 7 full-time prosecutors in the unit have 10,322 available hours to work, leaving a shortage of more than 23,300 hours of work, the equivalent of nearly 16 full-time prosecutors.
We need a district attorney who brings charges against all cases of violent crime without needing to triage them to the few that they can afford to pursue.
Board Chair Deborah Kafori says she's heard the DA's message loud and clear, and even with across-the-board cuts, has worked to keep funding for the office the same. But she says there's only so much money to move around.
I would say that everyone is stretched thin right now, and it's really imperative in this time that everyone tries to do more with less.
Tiffany Hammer, meanwhile, is still waiting for the man who chased her to face punishment, while also wondering if he'll come back. With permission from the Department of Transportation, she's taken stewardship of the plot of land that was a haven for her attacker, planting and watering rose bushes and hoping for the best.
We're hoping to fight back with beauty and decrease the crime and increase safety for all of us who live here.
In Southwest Portland, Simon Gutierrez, Fox 12 Oregon.